Hey, Lieutenant Frank Moore here, author of America the Exceptional, Restoring a Wayward Nation's Greatness. A free chapter is now available on my website, frankmoore.us. But now I just want to bring attention to the gravity of the President's address to the nation last Thursday. First, to frame this discussion, I ask you, do we have any obligation to listen to the address? Not legally, but morally as fellow Americans. The topic, foreign election interference, meets that standard, and so it's disturbing to me that NBC, ABC, and CNN chose not to air the address. Elections are the basis of government, of a government of, by, and for the people. It's the heart of our freedom. Threats to our election by foreign powers are one of the most serious national security threats we can face because it's difficult to see. So shouldn't everyone need to hear this address? Ask yourself, how can we lose our freedom? A foreign power manipulating our elections should be high on that list. But if voter turnout, voter participation were near 100%, it would be near impossible to manipulate an election unnoticed. As I mentioned a couple of days ago, JFK gave a speech in 1963. He reminded us, quotes, "This nation was not founded solely on the principle of citizens' rights. Equally important, though too often not discussed, is the citizen's responsibility. The protection of our rights can endure no longer than the performance of our responsibilities." Close quotes. Can we agree that free people share one huge responsibility? To at least vote. The fact that voter turnout is low gives a pretty clear message to evil minds to seek power amidst the apathy. The Founding Fathers clearly understood the performance of responsibilities was a moral responsibility that depended on the citizens' faith. George Washington said, quotes, "No people had more reason to acknowledge divine interposition in their affairs than the United States. He must be more than wicked that has not gratitude enough to acknowledge his obligations." Voting probably would be the simplest of those obligations. When the Declaration of Independence states we are endowed by the Creator with our inalienable rights, that to secure these rights governments are instituted among men, then maybe our rights depend on acknowledging them as a gift from the Creator before anything else. I think the founders would agree. It is inspiring that this has been discovered, though, and revealed. People inside and outside the government are fighting back. Most disturbing in the president's speech, however, was not the Chinese attacks, but the hiding of the attacks by American intelligence. If that is true, the threat to America has been underway for a long time. Abraham Lincoln prophetically said, quote, "At what point, then, is the approach of danger to be expected? I answer, if it ever reach us, it must spring up amongst us. It cannot come from abroad. If destruction be our lot, we must ourselves be its author and finisher." This is where the threat has sprung up. But it has also been recognized, and the outcome is still up in the air. So let's build on the good news that hard work uncovered corruption and simply demand follow through by asking Congress and the President and the news media to follow up and follow through. Maybe with a call to senators and representatives, and finally, and most importantly, with prayer to our Savior Jesus Christ, because this nation has been given a divine mission to protect individual liberty. We must turn back to Him to restore our nation's greatness. Thank you.